Welcome to Europe Day 2019.
Peace that's with me, peace that's with you, and peace that's with all of us. Peace that's with me, peace that's with you, and peace that's with all of us. Oh yeah, yeah. Peace that's with me, peace that's with you, and peace that's with all of us.
Reforms are painful, and it is for the Zimbabweans themselves to take the decisions how to push them through. It is necessary that the country achieves macroeconomic stability, and we have welcomed the agreement in principle on an IMF staff-monitored program for Zimbabwe. There are many issues that need to be addressed in the short term, but to regain investor confidence, sight should not be lost from structural issues. If Zimbabwe could harness through good governance its significant mineral resources to the benefit of the nation, and if in a similar way the potential of the agricultural sector could be unleashed, Zimbabwe, in my view, could be taking the elevator rather than the stairs up and regain its status as a regional economic powerhouse. In the near future, we will have the official launch of the Spotlight program, an EU-funded initiative to combat gender-based violence. And we had the pleasure of visiting their stall just a moment ago with the Permanent Secretary. I am pleased, very pleased indeed, that Zimbabwe has been selected as a beneficiary country for Spotlight, and in the next years we will support the fight against GBV in Zimbabwe with more than $20 million. The program will be implemented by the UN, and it is one of the programs where the UN will be delivering as one. Another announcement, therefore, which I would like to make, is that of the relaunch of the formal EU-Zimbabwe political dialogue. The Cotonou Agreement between the EU and its member states and the African, Caribbean and Pacific countries spells political dialogue as a modality for our cooperation. This dialogue has been dormant for many years. I would like to thank the Minister and the Ministry for Foreign Affairs for their readiness to re-engage the EU through this forum. The violence and human rights violations in January resulted in loss of lives, in suffering by many, and they tarnished Zimbabwe's image abroad. They were also a setback in the EU-Zimbabwe relations. Our High Representative gave a statement on the events, and the European Parliament had a critical discussion on them. I have had the opportunity since to discuss these matters with various stakeholders, including with several ministers, and indeed with His Excellency, the President himself. While we do not always agree on the cause of these events or the interpretation of how they unfolded, I do hope and believe we agree that we must not see them repeated. Neither should impunity for human rights violations be accepted.
It is pleasing to note that relations between Zimbabwe and the EU have witnessed a positive trajectory since the advent of the Second Republic. And Ambassador, you have said the same. With these few remarks, Your Excellency and Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, join me in raising your glasses in congratulating the EU on this special occasion.